What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon of the Week. My name's Chris. I'm going to be your host for today, and I appreciate you stopping by. I cannot believe it is that time of the year already, but we are back with the holiday videos. Today, we have something special for you. Normally, people will give you a specific budget and tell you the top 5 whiskeys in that budget. Today, we're telling you the #1 whiskey in every single budget. Maybe you have a significant other you want to spend a bunch of money on. Maybe you have a coworker that you don't want to spend that much money on. So today, we are going to give you our #1 bottle in each budget. Now, those 5 categories are going to be under 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 75, 75 to 100, and 100 plus. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to give you the generic answer. There's obviously a lot of videos out like this. You can go watch those, but this is going to be something for somebody who might not want to get the most obvious thing. Maybe you know somebody who already collects whiskey and you just don't know what to get them. So this video is going to be for you. Make sure you click that like and subscribe button if you like this kind of content. Let's get into our list right now. For bottle #1, we are going with something a little bit different. As I mentioned, this is going to be a wheated bourbon, which means we're going with the Rebel 100. This used to be Heaven Hill sourced. Now it's Luxe, which is owned by MGP, and it should be their own distillate at this point. This bottle is a fantastic pickup for under $25. I love the wheated mash bill on this. I love the flavor profile on this. Let's talk a little bit more about the actual flavors that you get on this bottle. Now, this bottle comes in at $22.89 here in Pennsylvania, and it's going to be something outside of your Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, your Evan Williams 1783, your old granddad that we all hear about all of the time. Maybe somebody who's into whiskey has not tried this bottle, and it's not going to break the bank. The mouthfeel on this is fantastic. It gives you a lot of sweet notes because of that wheated mash bill. And again, if somebody hasn't tried a lot of whiskey, maybe you want to introduce them to a wheated mash bill. This bottle at this price point is absolutely delicious. I love Rebel. I love the Rebel 100. You still get 100 proof behind it, and yet it's so easy to drink. So try this bottle out at $22.89 if you're looking for a budget bourbon. Up next is going to be our $25 to $40 price tag, and there is not another bottle that I can recommend more highly than Green River. Right here we have the Green River Bourbon. Right here we have the Green River Wheated Bourbon. Both of these bottles are absolutely delicious. Hit way under their price point. I think these are a steal at $35. If you've seen them on the shelf and you haven't tried them out before, make sure you pick this up. Or if you know somebody who hasn't tried it before, grab this bottle for them this holiday season. They will not be mad at all. Now, a couple of things you could tell your friends or significant other when you buy this for them to impress them. DSP Ky10 on the bottle here tells you this is the 10th oldest distillery in the United States. It was just bought by Bardstown Bourbon Company. I can promise you, if Bardstown Bourbon Company likes this whiskey, you're going to like this whiskey as well. It comes in at 70% corn, 21% winter wheat, and then 9% 2-row and 6-row malted barley. If you want to learn more about these bottles, I have reviews on them already. Make sure you check them out. I'll try and put them above. I can tell you right now that at $35, these are absolutely a steal, but I truly believe that this is some of the best whiskey on the market today, price point or not. If you have an opportunity to try these, you should definitely do so. They have other bottles out as well. I believe they have single barrels out there that I haven't gotten my hands on. Those are also bottles that I want to try. They make whiskey for a bunch of different companies that you might have heard of, so make sure you check out these 2 specific bottles and anything else coming from Green River. Let's get into bottle #3. Now, category #3 is a tough one. We're $40 to $75. There is a lot of whiskey. I looked on the shelf behind me, and it took me a long time to come to the conclusion that I wanted to pick Frank August. But there are a few reasons that I decided for this bottle, for this specific video, so let's go over those right now. This bottle is going to run you $70, so we're definitely pushing that realm of that $75 cap. But I will say this, speaking of caps, this bottle design is definitely the #1 reason that I chose this. This cap, solid. You can't really find toppers like this these days. They took a lot of pride in the bottle right here. Normally there's a label on this. I actually peeled it off in the video to show you another use for this, and this is to turn this into a decanter. You take this off here, all you see is Frank August, and the rest of this bottle is absolutely clear, and I love that, especially for a gift this time of the year. Now, take away the fact that you can turn this bottle into a decanter. You obviously have to love the whiskey inside of this, and I really think you're going to. This is sourced from Kentucky. We don't know who. It's an NDA, so they can't disclose that. But what we do know is it's 4 years and it's 100 proof. Because it's an NDA, they're not allowed to put bottled and bond on the label. But for all intents and purposes, we do know this is a bottled and bond product. So if you do buy this bottle for somebody, make sure you impress them and tell them, hey, this is a bottled and bond whiskey coming out of Kentucky. Although it's an NDA, so they can't put it on the label. They're going to be so impressed with how much you know about this bottle. And again, the decanter, the price point, and the whiskey inside is going to sell itself. Check out Frank August if you haven't already. Now, I actually had an opportunity to sit down and talk to CEO and founder of this company, Jonathan Crocker. He used to be a fashion exec, and you can tell by the Instagram how focused he is on design and everything that goes along with this bottle right here. He did a fantastic job of putting this particular release out. There are different releases, but he doesn't batch them because he doesn't want you comparing one to the other, which makes sense, especially in today's whiskey world. If you have an opportunity and you see this on the shelf sitting at $70, you're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you pull the trigger for you or a friend. We didn't even get into the tasting notes on this. Completely forgot. The tasting notes on this are fantastic, especially this time of the year. You're talking nutmeg, clove, caramel, vanillas. Everything about this glass, the mouthfeel, all the way down to the spicy finish is fantastic. Again, for the last time, pick up this bottle. I don't have to tell you again. Now, our next price point is $75 to $100, and I gotta tell you, this might have been as easy to pick as the Green River was at that $35 price point. Barrel Craft Spirits, and we don't just have one bottle, I'm talking anything from their collection. Batch 33, Batch 34, Batch 35, Tale of Two Islands, Amberana finish. They've got Dovetail, they've got Vantage, they've got anything for everybody, and most of these bottles are coming out at the $90 price point. I believe I just saw a video of them bottling Barrel New Year's 2024. I had Barrel New Year's 2021. It was a banger. I can't imagine it's going to be any different going forward. Again, Batch 36, even Batch 37, if they continue on the trends that they continued with 33, 34, and 35, you're not going to want to miss out on those batches either. The other thing I would recommend you do if you buy this for a friend, a colleague, a significant other is go online and print out the notes that come along with it. You're going to give them so much information because Barrel Craft Spirits gives you so much information. Just looking at the Amberana finish here, it gives you the blend components. Indiana Bourbon, 5, 6, 7, 10-year-old whiskey in this. Kentucky Bourbon, 5 years old. The derived mash bill, 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. They give you all the tasting characteristics, and they have these for every bottle they put out. So make sure you print this out if you give this as a gift. Now, I can tell you this, up until this point, Barrel Craft Spirits has produced every single product that they put out at cash strength. So if you have somebody that maybe doesn't like higher proof whiskey, my stepfather doesn't drink stuff much over 90 proof, so I wouldn't buy him Barrel, but I can tell you this, they just released their 5-year Barrel Foundation. They have older whiskey than 5-year, again, check the notes, but it comes in at 100 proof and it's their first non-cash strength release, but we're back into that $55 price range. So if you want another bottle at that $55 price point, check out Barrel Foundation as well. I cannot talk more highly about this company right here. I love the whiskey, I love the transparency, and I love the social media connection that they make with YouTubers, TikTokers, and everybody in between. So check out Barrel Craft Spirits. You're not going to be disappointed. And last but certainly not least, let's get into our 100 plus price point. For me, it's going to be Booker's. Now, here's the deal. There are 4 releases every year of the Booker's brand. Each year they label them 2020-01. That means it's the first release from 2020. 2022-04. That means it's the 4th release from 2022. Here in 2023, I buy myself 1 bottle of Booker's a year because I'm not spending $400 on this particular lineup. That being said, I have not tried any from this year. A couple of them have gotten bad reviews, but for me, the past reviews that I've given out have been fantastic on every single one of the bottles of Booker's that I've tried. But that being said, be wary of what you buy this year. Check some other reviews on which particular batch is in your area. I'll be buying batch 3 or batch 4, whichever happens to be on the shelf when I go to buy it. Now, there's a couple different reasons I would recommend Booker's. Number 1, you don't have to camp for this, but it's still an allocated whiskey, so maybe you're going to get a batch that the person who you're buying it for didn't already have. Number 2, the best thing about this bottle right here is it didn't always used to be released. This used to be bottled and handed out just to friends and family of the Jim Beam family, so it's kind of something that this time of the year seems appropriate to recommend to people. Now, buyer beware, this does come in between 121 and 131 proof, so if you don't like higher proof whiskey or the person you're buying it for doesn't like higher proof whiskey, this might not be for them. Although I will say every batch that I've tried drank way under its proof. That being said, it also comes with this beautiful box. It says Booker on the side, Booker no, and Booker's on the other side. This displays beautifully, or it can hold the toppers for the bottles that you've already drank. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. From $25 all the way up to $100, you have the best bottle that I think you can buy in each price point. Maybe you have your own list and you want to put it in the comment section below. I'd be curious to see what you would put at each price point. But for me, these are the 5 that I would go with. If you came here looking for a bottle of bourbon to buy a significant other, a coworker, or maybe a family member, and you found something interesting here, make sure you click that like and subscribe button so we can keep creating content like this for you. In the meantime, though, make sure you check me out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. Go click that follow button over there. Check us out on Patreon and Discord, both those links in the description below. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay shopping around. We'll see you guys next time. Happy holidays.